At every given moment, you have all the answers. You know what your purpose is. You know what you're destined to do in life. You know which decision is right or wrong. You know what you really need to do. Stop looking up the answers on the internet. Stop asking other people. It's time to put an end to not trusting yourself. Because as humans, even though we lost some of the capabilities, probably because of the technology that we have today, probably because our attention span is shot, probably because we can't sit in silence for 2 seconds. Our mind is always so chaotic and cloudy. We have this beautiful thing called the intuition. If you are just absolutely fed up with doubting yourself, if you are just confused in life, this video is going to help you out a lot. I think it's going to help you gain a lot of clarity. I've tapped into my intuition so much, and sometimes it hasn't made sense. The first thing I will say is give up thinking logical. Give up if a thought or an idea in your head doesn't make sense. Maybe you might get this feeling that you gotta move across the country and it's not logical. Maybe you don't have a job lined up. Maybe you don't know anyone. But you just have this feeling, this inner voice, this whisper. Yes, logic is great, and I think pairing logic with intuition, with feeling, is probably how our brain can operate at its fullest, right? Balancing the left and right hemispheres, masculine and feminine parts of the brain. But maybe the way to achieve your dreams, your desires, maybe the way to step into your purpose is not logical. We have been trained to be left brain logical thinkers because of how we were brought up in the stinking school system. It's really created to make a bunch of drones that listen to whatever they're told. And thankfully, I did have some teachers that taught me how to think for myself, that taught me how to think critically. Your feelings, your creativity, your inner spark isn't going to make sense. And you can't always look to, oh, has someone else done this? How has someone else done this? Oh, I need to model off of someone else. Sometimes you just gotta go with it. You don't gotta explain anything to anyone. Just go with it. And when we talk about, oh, we get this feeling, we get this gut feeling, your body is very, very intelligent. The cells in our body, specifically in our gut and in our heart, are going to know the answers before your thinking mind knows. And it's really hard to tap into our feelings, to trust our feelings, if we're just being so damn logical all the time. But if you're sitting there waiting for your intuition to scream at you, it's not going to scream at you. It's going to whisper at you. It's going to just nudge you in certain directions. It's maybe going to unfold certain opportunities in your life. It's maybe going to speak when something doesn't work out, but you keep forcing it and you keep forcing it, and it's just not working out. I've noticed that when I don't follow my intuition, things do not flow as well. Things are distorted in my life. I have to use all this extra effort to make things work. When I trust myself, I trust what I feel, things flow a lot more smoothly. But we got to start tuning our attention into our gut and into our heart. Over the years, I've gotten better at feeling energy. Like I can literally feel the energy that my heart is producing. The heart is super, super powerful. It produces a very strong electromagnetic field if we choose to tap into that source of energy. Energy from the heart or love can literally fuel us, but we're not aligned with it. We go against what our heart is really saying to us. Because, we got to pay the bills, right? We got to live. We got to do what society tells us to do. But a lot of us aren't tapping into our unique path because we aren't listening to our heart. Tune into how your heart is feeling. Tune into how your gut is feeling. And if our gut is clouded, is clogged up from eating bullshit, drinking bullshit, the feelings in that area are going to be distorted, are going to be messed up. There's not going to be a clear connection between your gut, your heart, and your brain. So sometimes you got to give it a rest. Sometimes you got to fast. Sometimes you got to eat better. When you're faced with a decision, imagine making the decision and then see how your body feels. Observe how your body is feeling. How does your gut feel? Does it feel tight? Does it feel restricted? Or does it feel happy? Maybe it'll feel a little anxious because maybe that decision is pushing you out of your comfort zone, pushing you to do something new. But that's not bad. Our intuition will sometimes force us out of our comfort zone. So it's not always going to feel the most comfortable, but you got to learn how to discern what's going on there. And finally, the third thing, to tune into how we're feeling, to really start letting that whisper of our intuition come up and get louder is we got to start finding silence. We got to start creating a silent environment inside our head. You are confused. You don't know which path you should take in life because your mind is so damn chaotic. All this information that we're taking in. Shoot, I don't even know if eggs are good for me, right? I don't know what. One thing you'll see on the internet says they're good. One thing on the internet says they're bad. You keep consuming and consuming. You don't know the answers to anything. I challenge you to shut all that out. Turn the phone off. We don't even need to use ChatGPT to get answers. We got our own version of ChatGPT inside of us, but we're not silent enough to hear it. Work on just spending time in silence, like 5 minutes a day. When you notice your mind racing when you're out in public, work on bringing your attention back to the present. Work on recentering yourself in a state of full authenticity, in a state of full relaxation, and spend time off of your phone. There was one point multiple years ago, I spent like 3 or 4 days off my phone. Didn't look at my phone. And I'm not saying, like, that's not really possible, but spend as much time as you can just in life, living life. Spend some time in the morning just in silence. And then just observe what your body is feeling. Like, go into silence, ask yourself a question, and observe what feelings come up. But the thing about intuition is that if you're really going to tap into it, you better be ready to be fully authentic. You better stop giving a shit about what other people think, because it's not going to make sense to other people. You better just start being the most fullest authentic version of yourself. Then you create a clear channel for your intuition to come through. And for heaven's sake, please start trusting the signs that the universe is giving you. Don't just write them off as coincidences. If you sit back and you observe, there is always something, a higher intelligence, whatever, communicating to you, giving you little signs. Before I moved, the place that I moved to kept showing up in books. I kept just seeing it randomly. Maybe you get signs to quit your job, but you think you got to hold on to that thing, so you just stay. And your life gets worse and worse. See the signs and listen to them. Get out of a scarcity mindset. Remember that you will always have and receive everything that you need if you just have the courage to step into what your intuition is telling you, even though it can be scary. I promise you, you will have everything you need. Let go of and stop doing everything that you know doesn't serve your highest good. That is how you're going to tap into your intuition, your source of all knowing. You're going to stop doubting yourself. You're going to stop Googling the answers to things. You're going to stop asking other people for advice, although that can be good sometimes. You have all the answers. You just got to know how to unlock them within yourself. Hope that helped. Let me know what you think. Peace.